There are people you're supposed to just wave at them at the parking.
Right.
Meet at the parking after in a meeting with the church and tell them, oh, good to see you, nice shoe, nice suit, nice whatever. Oh, football was great.
Right.
Have a great day.
Right.
But you cannot promote a parking lot friend
Right.
to be the sitting room friend,
Right.
or the bedroom friend,
Right.
and expect them to know how to handle that privilege.
Well, a very, very warm welcome to today's episode of the Goldmine Show. Absolutely just happy, very happy just to come back to you again. We're coming to you from Laikipia Cottages right here in Kileleshwa. I want to invite you to keep following us on the Goldmine Show on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as on Instagram. And let's together build a great community that believes in our collective greatness. Today's show is dedicated for one big agenda: the level of fakeness that we probably see within our community, the amount of fake friendships around us, and just the question of how authentic are we and those people around us as we move on with life. And I've invited a friend of mine who is absolutely passionate about this subject, probably because of his own relationships or maybe because of his own journey. But whatever the case, this man overflows with a word of caution around it, and I want us just to pick it from the very best, none other than the author himself, the coach himself, great MC, and so many hats, a pastor, none other than my friend Robert Burale.
Thank you.
So good to have you, sir, man. And thank you for making time for us, man. Chief, it appears the world is getting faker by the day if there's a time like this.
Right. Oh, big time. People are not who they say they are to you as friends.
Right.
People are brought together in friendships by parties, by the address they live in,
Right.
but no longer by the value system.
Right.
So there's a lot of disappointment because people get hurt when they're like, but I thought this girl was my friend.
Right.
I thought she was my friend.
Right.
Because the foundation was very shallow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And this is becoming very common.
Yes.
Burale, I mean, we're getting shocked every day.
Absolutely.
I thought we were friends. In fact, that statement has become,
It's common.
it's a very common friend.
I blame both sides.
Right.
Number one,
Right.
the fake friend.
Right.
And number two, the person who is hurting because they gave privilege to somebody who did not know how to use that privilege.
You have elevated someone.
Promoted a parking lot friend to a bedroom friend.
Whoa.
There are people you're supposed to just wave at them at the parking.
Right.
Meet at the parking after in a meeting with the church and tell them, oh, good to see you, nice shoe, nice suit, nice whatever. Oh, football was great.
Right.
Have a great day.
Right.
But you cannot promote a parking lot friend
Right.
to be the sitting room friend,
Right.
or the bedroom friend,
Right.
and expect them to know how to handle that privilege.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like you cannot complain that your white linen has been dirtified when you opened your door to fight a pig.
Let's get into the detail of that, man. I mean, we've got to classify people for where they belong.
Yes.
And we've got to then help each other. Who needs to be a parking friend and remain a star? And by the way, there's nothing wrong with them being a parking
No,
lot
there's
friend.
nothing wrong.
That's their space.
You just need to be sure and to know where to put whoever where.
Correct.
The people who should never know where you live.
Right.
The people who should not have your mother's contacts in case of an emergency.
Right.
No.
Right.
So, if our discussions are just football and have you had politics and this and that, did
Right.
you watch this movie?
Right.
Let it end there.
Right.
But there are others who need to see the inner part of your heart.
Right.
Man, today I'm feeling low. My marriage is on the rocks. I don't know where I'm going to get school fees. kind
Right.
of thing.
Right.
Those ones who are what you call the sitting room or the bedroom or the kitchen friends will understand the importance of keeping the knife away from danger, so they will not stab you at the back. But if you bring a parking lot friend to this kitchen friend, he will misuse the knives.
So I want us to go to the details. And in fact, I think we will discuss all those three friendships.
Yes.
What they look like,
Right.
how to tell which is from which. And we'll start with the parking lot. We'll go to the sitting room. Eventually, we can go to the bedroom.
Yes.
So let's go to the parking lot friend.
Parking lot friend
Right.
is the friend who doesn't really care about what you're going through.
Right.
Doesn't really ask you the deep questions. doesn't want to know why are you low today. No. That parking lot friend is the one, hey, listen, did you hear what happened yesterday? Have you read what happened on Facebook? Have you seen what is trending? They don't want to go deep with it. Don't hate them. That's all they know. They may be a kitchen friend to somebody else.
Right.
But if they're parking lot to you, don't bring them to kitchen.
Absolutely.
Because you'll be disappointed.
Right.
They don't know how to operate
Right.
kitchen
Right.
in your life.
Right.
So the friends who just want the very dilute conversation.
Right.
That if, let me even say it this way.
Yep.
The kind of friend who, when you're discussing something and there's somebody passing by, they don't need to shut up. Because there's nothing important they're saying.
Yeah. It was probably politics.
Anybody else can join in the conversation.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Sitting room friend.
Right.
This is the friend who you are allowing in to share a meal with you because the level of trust and respect has gotten to a very respectable level.
Right.
All right?
Right.
You can discuss things like, I just bought this house the other day. It's a good address to live in.
Right.
But the bedroom friend.
And they don't feel bad about it. I mean, they're happy to celebrate the fact that then you bought this address the other day,
Yes.
and this is where you're at.
And that's the convention they like.
Right.
Because they are also that kind of person. They're aspirational like that.
Right.
Oh yeah, even where I bought the other day is good. It's good.
Yep.
But remember,
Yep.
no matter where you live, upmarket, slum, the bedroom is still the most private place.
Correct.
This is when you say, man, I'm quarreling with my wife.
Yep.
My mom is not well. I don't know where to get money from.
Right.
This is where you say, my children are disturbing me.
Right.
Son, my daughter was expelled or found in the wrong company.
Right. Right.
These are the people who will say, okay, fine. It remains here.
Correct.
I'll give you this. What do you put in your bedroom? Your vests,
Right.
your undergarments,
Right.
they're all there.
Right.
So whoever comes into your bedroom may bump into them.
Right.
And they still need to respect your nakedness.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you have
Absolutely.
to be very careful.
Right.
The bedroom friend is the one who you're very deeply open with,
Right.
vulnerable with,
Right.
saying things that those things will not make them look at you any less.
Right. Right.
They're friends who are just supposed to see you as you,
Right.
host of the Goldmine Show.
Yep.
They're friends who are not supposed to see your tears.
Right. Right.
Bedroom friends have that privilege.
The parking lot guy, and at some point then maybe even the question of fakeness and all of that stuff is because of our elevating people, because then maybe they didn't go through the correct graduation process.
Yes.
And the parking lot guy was fairly general, maybe very interesting stories, but very, very general stories. So there's nothing personal about me. It's about,
And
yeah,
don't even say they didn't graduate to whatever.
yeah,
They have graduated to the highest level of parking lot friends.
right.
And they're okay with that.
And they can
They
stay
don't
there.
want to come to your house.
Correct.
So don't force them.
Yeah.
When you force them,
Yep.
you'll be forcing them to operate in a level and a realm that they don't have the grace to.
Absolutely.
So they'll bring the streetwise behavior into your personal space.
Correct.
So when you get hurt, even as you blame them, you need to ask yourself, what part did I play
Right.
in allowing them this growth?
Right. Because the sitting room is not an extension of the parking lot. Those are two very different
Yeah,
spaces.
if you live in an apartment area, in an estate,
Yep.
there are people who can see your gate, and everybody says that's his gate. But not many people know the color of chairs in your house.
Right.
So the parking lot friend is open to all.
Right.
So do you invite everybody to your house?
No.
But maybe people pass by your house and say, oh, that's his gate,
Right.
that's his car.
Right.
But it ends there.
Right.
But there are others who, when they ring the bell, you'll come out and say, what do you want? How can I help you?
Yep.
Oh, we're just here from here and here. We want to check on this. Okay, fine. Can I help you? Okay, fine. I'll give you the information. Walk out. But the others, when you open, you step back.
Yep.
For them to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Those simple actions
Yep.
we are so used to, but we don't understand how important and powerful they are.
Right.
If I can knock on your door and you open and then you move your body in a way to say, welcome, it tells me where I am at in your heart.
Correct.
But if you open and you're just there, okay, fine, can I help you?
Yep.
It also says a lot.
Absolutely.
So those actions actually are what we call the pillars or the indicators of where somebody is.
And sometimes those things are very subtle that we don't pay attention to them.
Because we are used to them.
Yep.
We are used to them.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That we take them for granted.
Right.
Yet they're giving us a very, very strong message that it's dangerous if we ignore those messages.
Sometimes we've got to go back to the basics then.
The most powerful thing is going back to the basics.
Back to the basics in how we relate.
I was talking to a security expert yesterday, and he was explaining to me how they do VIP protection. That even a week before that VIP comes, they do the basics. The VIP will stay in this hotel. The VIP will come out like this. Should we guard the backside, that big window? Should somebody be at the staircase? Somebody should come with the lift from down to up. Nobody should enter. It's the basics that help us.
And every time we overlook then those basics,
You're done. Even the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Right.
When you overlook the basics, we start too much drama. That is why we see pastors speaking to demons. But the basic is preach Jesus.
Absolutely.
Simple.
Yep.
But we try to be very dramatic. Yeah.
How do I tell, therefore, but based on the journey? Because then a lot of these positions are a function of, I probably compromise out of a certain journey and I then get cozy around you and etc. How do I tell that then this guy who we started off at the parking can now become or shows tendencies or values of becoming a sitting room friend?
It's when the conversation changes.
Right.
The values changes.
Right.
When somebody calls you and says, I haven't seen your car moving for the last 2 days. Is everything okay?
Right. Now they start getting concerned about me.
Then that person has started the lessons to graduate.
Right.
Hey, bro, I haven't seen you. Are you okay? Not, I haven't seen you. Did you watch the game yesterday?
Right.
No.
We are still at the parking. Yeah.
I haven't seen you. If they are missing you, is because they have missed the parking lot conversation, keep that person in the parking. But if their worry and their concern is, are you okay? I haven't seen you leave the house for 2 days because your car's been packed. Either you have traveled or you haven't traveled, are you unwell? Then there's a graduation happening.
Oh, right.
And then you start bringing that person close. Not
Right.
immediately.
Right.
But let's keep on keeping on.
Right.
And then when you meet, like, hey man, I was worried, man. I was wondering if you're okay, if you needed something.
Right.
You know, I almost even looked for your wife.
Right.
Then that person is in the journey to graduating.
Right.
To a higher level.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And effectively then it means that then their focus actually is more on the well-being of you.
Yes.
Not just the general conversations we can have. Yes. Now, and on we keep going. Then at what point we then say, this guy now looks like a safe guy. And of course I must say, once bitten, twice shy.
Yes,
I mean, having gone through the kind of shenanigans people go through.
Yes.
How do I then tell you're getting closer then also to becoming maybe the few? Because I would imagine bedroom is a very private area.
When they also become vulnerable with you. The most dangerous kind of person is the one who wants to know what you are doing, but they don't volunteer information of what they're doing. That's a monitoring spirit.
Right. Right.
So, as they ask you to be vulnerable, are they being vulnerable themselves?
Right.
If they're not being vulnerable, keep your bedroom locked.
Right.
Yeah. Keep your bedroom locked. Bedroom friendships is very two-way. Very two-way. Very. And I don't mean transactional in a very fake way, dilute way. I mean transactional in a deep way. As you open up to me, I respect it. I trust you enough to open up to you. It must be that. But it can't be just concern. And that person never says about their issues. Are they perfect? Nobody's perfect. Is there any marriage that is perfect?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
So why does he demand you to be vulnerable, or she demand you to be vulnerable, and yet all she says or he says is the way the marriage is perfect? There's fakeness.
There's fakeness there.
Yeah.
And the fact that then they also then become vulnerable means that then they now know there is information on your side that you could also, you hold.
Absolutely.
That is precious to them. And therefore they want to hold yours in the same regard.
Somebody is vulnerable with you.
Yeah.
Why you can trust them to be vulnerable, to be vulnerable with them, is because they trust you so much with that information. You can trust them with this. Because if they've been vulnerable with you and they know you can betray them with that information and they would understand the pain, they would not do the same thing.
Absolutely. Now, either because of beatings people have received or experiences they've had, sometimes you're not sure that then the vulnerability you gave me was also accurate.
Yes.
And because sometimes we can get fickle,
Yes.
I can vulnerably expose fake positions.
Yeah.
Either because my intention was not right and I needed to draw you to a place I needed you to be
Right.
for a motive that wasn't
Pure.
Are there indications of how then I get to assess, if you may, that then the vulnerability is also accurate?
Number one, the more you spend time with somebody, you understand their value system. We've spent time together. We have never used vulgar words. It tells you a lot about our value system. How are they also talking about people who are once vulnerable with them? You can talk about displeasure of previous relationships, but it's in the how you are doing it that makes somebody believe in your value system. And once you can tick the boxes of the value system, it means this is a solid man, this is a solid woman, I can handle this person. Otherwise, if all they do is point others as bad, and them as perfect,
They're the only angel in town.
you are joking with a very dangerous person.
Right.
You are in bed with a hyena on your right and a lioness on your left. They'll maul you. You have nowhere to run.
Right. And Burale, I can tell you, I mean, the question of betrayal is no longer hypothetical.
No. It's happening every day.
In fact, today, part of why people will go through very difficult times and not share with anybody, even slide to depression,
Yes.
is because they trusted before, but their trust was abused.
The trust is not a mistake. It's the abuse that hurts. I would tell people never to rush into trusting another person immediately. It's just like a breakup in a relationship. Never date somebody while on the rebound. Take time, take stock, heal prayerfully, and God will send you another person. But we've got to be very, very sensitive, because people tend to trust people they smile with every day. People tend to trust people who comment on their posts every day. No. In fact, some of the people who will be close to you, you may not talk every day. But it's solid foundation. Absolutely solid foundation. So even to somebody who has been hurt, I understand, we've all gone through that. But do not cry for too long, because 4 hours wasted in crying and wallowing in desperation is 4 hours wasted that you can get clarity. Yes, sir.
But unfortunately, that desperation and the cry sometimes also blurs the vision.
Yes.
And I can't see very clearly
Wipe
when
your
I'm crying.
tears,
When I
wipe
can't.
your tears.
Yeah.
Just like a windscreen.
Yep.
When it's raining, you do the wipers.
Right.
You got to see clearly.
Right.
Because not seeing clearly, having a blurred vision, will make you make blurred decisions.
Right. And see, the paradox of this, coach, is the fact that then I have good intentions.
Right.
And sometimes I unleash some of the most priceless
Yes.
aspects about me. And we've seen this in businesses, we've seen this about a concept in an idea and all of that stuff. And this thing, I was emotionally invested in it. In fact, I suspect part of why it hurts is because there's an emotional investment to it. And then tomorrow, the guy I thought...
All over. Has given everybody.
Beans all over.
In the blogs and everywhere.
Right.
Your friends and your enemies alike.
Right.
This is it. Do not throw your pearls to the swine. Don't. Some things keep so dear. Let somebody earn. I would advise somebody to be very clear about separating emotion with some of these very dark secrets and deep secrets that, if not handled well, can be used against you or can close some doors for you. Is that make God your friend for a while.
Right.
Always, anyway.
Right.
But talk to God about some things before God gives you the peace and the grace and the release to tell somebody about it.
Right, right. Of course, you've got to be of a certain spiritual maturity to function at that point. And of course, part of the audience we are talking to today may not necessarily be at that point. I mean, we all aspire to get to that point. We are not necessarily at that point. How then do I then navigate that part that allows me to then say, here is a time to talk, here is a who to talk to, and at the same time seeking the support that I need. And it's a battle that says, I need to talk to someone, I am afraid of who to talk to, yet I know I need the support that I need, if you get what I mean.
Some of the greatest friendships are built in the trenches. Walk journeys with people first. Walk a journey with somebody. Then you can trust them. You've got to walk a journey so that you hear what they are saying, you also hear what they are not saying. It's always walking the journey with someone.
Yep. And also hearing what they're not saying is also as important.
Sometimes that's the most important. Sometimes, sir, that is the most important. Yes.
Is there a skill that I need to master to be able to hear what they're not saying?
Discernment. That's it. And that's why you say everybody aspires to get to that place spiritually.
Right.
Discernment is a strong thing. One thing I ask God every time, please, grow me in wisdom, in stature, but grow me also in discernment. Yeah. Discernment is when you have no evidence, but it's still a fact. Yeah. You can't prove it, but you know for sure. What I feel is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
That's discernment. But you have no facts.
Yeah.
If a gun is put on your head,
Yeah.
you cannot even defend that.
Yeah.
You say, I just know and I'm sure I know what I'm saying. I know that I know that I know that what I'm saying is the truth.
You know, it means that the right does not necessarily always have to be backed by facts that we can touch or evidence.
No.
I can be right even without facts.
Yes. Discernment.
Discernment. Wow.
Like now I've discerned tea.
It's coming.
There's tea around us.
And with some masala on it.
It's a fact.
And it's it had better come and come quick. but you know, I'll be part of why this is important is because there seems to be evidence that our society is degenerating into something different.
Yes.
And people are not always what you see or you think they are.
Just because nothing is based on value. Bro, we no longer have value-based relationships. We have Instagram-based relationships, social media-based relationships, address relationships. And at the bottom of the pile, we have somehow tried to sneak in value, yet value should be at the top. That's just what it is. You'll hear people say, man, how could they do this to me? Oh, I've reduced the number of chairs on my dining table. It's all because of those things. People have rubbished gold that has been placed in their hands.
Our pyramid is inverted.
Totally. Totally. And we need to go back, if I may use your words, to the basics.
Wow, it's shocking what it has degenerated to.
I want to tell people, just have friendships based on value, not perfection. I stand on this, I'm very consistent in saying we don't look for perfect people, but just valuable people. Valuable people. Valuable people. That's it, bro. Valuable people.
Actually, the root of what valuable is value.
Yes. That's it.
And therefore, we go back to value-based.
Yes.
But we must also be aware of how fake.
There's a lot of fakeness out there. For every original, fake can only exist because it's an original. And fake needs to be separated by discernment. Because sometimes fake is 99% close to the original.
It looks authentic in every way. Camouflages as original in every way. But man, when you talk about discernment, man, it appears that then we need God, man, for us to actually have meaningful relationships.
Bro, there's nothing we can do without God.
Discernment comes from Him.
There's nothing we can do without God.
Right.
I mean, some may disagree with what I'm saying, But I stand on that word. We are nothing without God.
May God help us.
Yeah. Be good friends, people. Value. Value. Number 3, more value.
There you have it, man. Until next time, follow RB.
Yes. I'm on Israel Robert Burale, Facebook, Burale1, Instagram, Burale1, Twitter. My YouTube is Robert Burale the Coach.
I must just, among the few genuine, straight, you're up there, man.
Thank you.
God bless you. Make the difference between a parking lot friend, a sitting room friend, and a bedroom friend. Don't be too lazy to distinguish those. It is in your interest to put in the hours to separate this. It's the only way you survive this hurricane. Until next time, God bless you and keep following the Goldmine Show.